Let's go ahead and start our practice with 5 long, slow, deep breaths. Inhaling, filling up your belly first, then your rib cage, the top of your chest, and your neck, and exhaling in reverse, starting from your neck, your chest, your ribs, and pressing your belly to the spine. Let's go ahead and continue this for 5 more times. Awesome. Now tucking your chin to your chest, gently roll your neck from left to right. Be gentle with your cervical spine there and ensuring that you don't feel any pain or discomfort. And if you can, when you're ready, go ahead and roll all the way around, making 3 circles all the way around. Let's go ahead and transition to some shoulder rolls, a few times towards the back and a few more times in front. Awesome. Now go ahead and put your right hand on your left knee, left hand to the back of the room, twisting, hands to the sky. Now your left hand to the right knee, right hand to the back of the room. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Hands to the sky. Right hand to left knee, left hand to back of the room. Breathing, hands to the sky. Left hand to right knee, right hand to the back of the room. Great. Awesome. Transition to all fours, all 5 fingers facing towards your feet, pressing your wrist firmly to the ground. Making sure you're not lifting your wrist off the floor, pressing first all 5 fingers firmly to the ground. Go ahead and push back, sitting on your heels, as close to your heels as possible. I can't go very far. Do whatever feels comfortable, making sure you're not lifting up your wrist or your fingers off the floor. Awesome. Now go ahead and release, shake out your wrist. Doing the same thing, but with the palm, back of your palm facing the mat, making sure you're not lifting any fingers up. Great. Now let's go ahead and release. Just shake out your palms, stretching out your fingers, shaking out the stress from the day. Now let's go ahead and release our hands to the sky and hands back down to prayer. Transitioning to all fours, lifting your knees off the floor while in all fours, hovering and holding this for 5 breaths. So inhale, exhale, continue for 5 more times. On your 5th breath, let's push our feet back out to plank, and we're going to hold plank for 5 breaths. So deep inhales and exhale and hold, making sure you're breathing in the pose. Now let's go ahead and drop our knees down and transition to chaturanga with the knees, then to cobra, pushing back up and meeting me in downward facing dog. Hold your downward dog for 5 breaths. Breathing deeply, inhaling and exhaling. Now step with your right leg to the front of the mat. Have your left leg join your right leg. Hold, fold, fold. Now go ahead and inhale halfway up. Then transition to hands to the sky, a small back bend there, hands to prayer. Hands to the sky, mini back bend, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Right leg to the front of the mat, back leg flat. Open up, windmilling to warrior 2. Hold. Windmilling your hand back to plank, chaturanga or chaturanga variation, upward dog, downward dog. Left side, left leg to the front of the room, windmilling your hands open to warrior 2. Hold. Transitioning to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Hit me at the front of the mat in forward fold, hands to the sky, back bend, prayer. Now let's go ahead and repeat that a few more times. So hands to the sky, forward fold, halfway up, plank chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Right leg to the front of the mat, warrior 2, hold. Plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Left leg to the front of the mat, warrior 2. Hold. Windmilling to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Meet me at the front of the mat, forward fold, hands to the sky, prayer, swan dive forward, forward fold, stepping or jumping back to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Right leg to the front of the mat, windmilling, warrior 2, hold. Transitioning to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Left leg to the front of the mat, warrior two, hold. Transition into plank, chaturanga, and meet me in child's pose. Take a breath here and join me back in plank. Hold your plank. Now drop away halfway to the mat and back up 10 times. On your 10th time, transition to side plank on your left side. Hold your right leg if possible. Now transition in, slowly bringing that right foot to the front of the mat and meeting me in lizard. Drop the back knee down. Hold. From here, swing your right leg back to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. From downward dog, transition to plank and drop into chaturanga and back to plank for 10 times. On the 10th round, transition to side plank on your right side, holding your left toes if possible, and gently swinging your left toes to the front of the mat, meeting me in lizard. Now you can go ahead and drop your back knee down, holding your lizard. Go ahead and swing your left leg to meet your right. Hold your plank. Transition to chaturanga, upward dog, child's pose for a breath here. Go ahead and sit on our heels and do the same neck rolls we did in the beginning of class. So gently roll your neck from left to right or circles, however you prefer. Stretch out your wrist, shake it out, stretch it out. We've been on them for such a long time. You want to make sure it feels good for you. Awesome. Let's go ahead and transition to plank. In your plank, you want to use your right knee to touch your right shoulders, elbows, or tricep, whatever is accessible to you, and repeat that 10 times. Great. On your 10th time, you want to do the same thing, but with your left leg on the other side. Awesome. When you're done, go ahead and tap your toes lightly towards the mat. We want to go ahead and do that 10 times on each feet. Awesome. Now use your hands to tap your shoulders 10 times on each side. Put your right hand to tap your left shoulders and your left hand to tap your right shoulders. Awesome. After the 10th one, you want to transition to side plank on the left side, grabbing onto your right toes if that's accessible to you today, and gently bringing your right foot to the front of the mat, dropping your back knee down, hands to the sky, low lunge. From low lunge, transition to side angle by putting your right hand next to the inner right feet. Your left hand to the sky and back knee up. If possible, lift your hand off. From here, transitioning to reverse side angle by dropping your left hand down next to your right feet and your right hand to the sky. Meet me in chair pose by dragging your left leg to meet your right. While in chair, wrap your right arm under the left, palms to touch, and your right leg wrapping over the left. Eagle pose. Breathe here. Release your eagle and fall to forward fold. Now go ahead and step a jump back to plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Downward dog, slowly roll out plank and hold in plank for 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, transition to side plank on the right side, holding your left toes if possible. Now slowly bring your left feet to the front of the mat, lizard. From lizard, drop your back knee down, hands to the sky, low lunge. Low lunge, transition to side angle by placing your left hand next to the inner left feet, right hand to the sky, back knee up. If possible, lift your left hand off the floor. Here we're going to transition to reverse side angle by dropping your right hand down and left hand to the sky. From here, we're going to transition to eagle by dragging the right leg to meet the left, wrapping the left arm under the right, palms to touch, and the left leg wrapping over the right. Breathe here in your eagle. Now let's go ahead and release by just falling down to forward fold. Release halfway up. Now you can step a jump back to plank, chaturanga, and relaxing in child's pose. From here, we want to gently slide forward to upward dog. And then from upward dog, slide back to child's pose. So slide forward to upward dog and slide back to child's pose. One more time. Sitting in a comfortable position and hanging out in your knees like I am, stretching your arms out towards the side, make tiny circles with your arm, 100 times to the front and 100 times to the back. Please go at your own pace and keep your own count. Just remember to breathe as you go. This is a very challenging arm workout, so take the breaks that you need. Yay, good job, you made it. So grab to your belly however way you can, stretching your arms out in front of you. Now we're going to lift our right arm and our left leg together. Superman. We're going to do this for 10 times on each side. And if you have no coordination like me, you're going to make lots of mistakes and it's fine. After the last one, relax to your belly and we're going to do a giant upward dog or cobra. One, and we'll repeat it one more time, keeping some buoyancy in your movements. Great. Now relaxing your belly, stretching your arms in front of you, pushing back up. We're going to transition to seal. Now the closer your arms are to your body, the more difficult this move is. Just be careful with your lower back. Great. Now go ahead and relax on your belly. We're going to transition to bow. So get there if you know how. Holding your feet, pulling your arms with your feet. Your shoulder blades should almost be touching. You're letting your feet help you pull off the mat, but your hips are glued to the floor. Awesome. Now release and transition to boat. So sitting on your glutes, your feet extended up, we're going to do some toe taps in boat. So your right leg, tap the floor, then your left, repeat 10 times on each side. After the 10th time, go ahead and stretch your feet out in high boat. Now go ahead and hover 6 inches above the floor, low boat. Back to high boat and back down to low boat. Back to high boat. Now sit on your heels. I'm going to have my back facing towards you so you can see what my arms are doing. We're going to do a final shoulder stretch. So, using your left hand to pull your right elbows towards your spine. Now release your left hand using your left fingers to try to grab your right fingers. If you can't reach, just go ahead and grab a shirt, use a strap, or whatever. Go ahead and gently release. Now we're going to do the same thing, but now with our left hand. Thank you for joining my class. Feel free to like and comment below. If you enjoyed this class, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Have a good one.